What is wealth, really? Is it the number of digits in your account? The luxury car parked in the driveway? The title that makes others nod when you walk into a room? We spend our lives chasing money, but few ever stop to ask, why do I want it? You see, we've built a world where success is loud, but peace is rare. Where people gain fortune but lose sleep. Where the heart grows poorer even as the bank grows fuller. Ask yourself this: if you lost half your money tomorrow, would you still feel rich? If the world stopped praising you, would you still feel worthy? Because real wealth isn't just about what you have, it's about what can never be taken from you. That is what the Stoics understood. Marcus Aurelius ruled the most powerful empire on earth. Yet he reminded himself every morning, you could lose it all today. Rule your mind, and no one can take your peace. That mindset, my friend, is the foundation of what I call the Stoic millionaire, the one who has mastered both his money and his mind. So let's begin this journey together. 7 ancient lessons, still alive today, used by the wise, the disciplined, and yes, the truly wealthy. 1. Control what you can. Master the game within. Every day, the world throws things at us we can't control. Markets crash, deals fall through, people betray, clients change their minds. But the Stoic says, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Picture 2 entrepreneurs in the same crisis. The first loses a big investment and spirals into fear, blaming the government, the market, or fate. The second pauses, breathes, and says, this is not the end, this is data. He adjusts, learns, and rebuilds twice as strong. Same event, different response, different outcome. This is the invisible game, the game within. Because if you can't control your emotions will control your wealth. The Stoic millionaire knows this. He invests less in reacting and more in refining his mind. He asks, what can I act on today? What can I let go of today? Because peace, like profit, compounds. 2. Desire less, focus more. Seneca wrote, it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. You've seen it. People earning 6 figures yet living in misery because they keep chasing what others have. The Stoic knows that unrestrained desire is the silent thief of joy. Think of a man who buys a new car. For a week, he feels powerful. Then his neighbor buys something newer, and suddenly, the joy evaporates. Desire never ends, it only shifts form. The Stoic millionaire doesn't kill ambition. He tames it. He still builds, still strives, but from a place of focus, not frenzy. He doesn't chase every opportunity. He chooses the right ones, like the disciplined investor who turns down flashy deals, focusing instead on what he understands. Or the businesswoman who stops comparing her progress to others because her race is hers alone. The more you desire, the more you scatter your power. But when you need less, every gain becomes enough. 3. Prepare for loss. Expect the tide to turn. Every tide that rises must fall. The Stoics knew that fortune is a guest, not a guarantee. They practiced premeditatio malorum, imagining loss before it came. Why? Because they wanted to remain calm when others panicked. Picture a man who loses his job unexpectedly. He breaks down, questioning his worth. Another man who has practiced Stoic thinking feels the same sting. But he says, I knew this day could come. Now let me see what I can learn. Seneca, one of the richest Romans, often slept on the floor just to remind himself that comfort was borrowed, not owned. He said, "If I am prepared for poverty, I shall not be poor even when it comes." Modern millionaires who stay rich, mentally and financially, do the same. They expect cycles. They diversify not just their portfolio, but their identity. Their wealth is not tied to a job, a stock, or a title. It's tied to who they've become. When the tide turns, they don't drown. They surf. 4. Use adversity as fuel. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Every person watching this knows what pain feels like. Losing a business, a relationship, or a dream you believed in. But Stoicism asks, what if that pain was your teacher? Imagine you've worked for years building something, and it collapses. You have two choices: break or build again with new wisdom. There's a story of a trader who lost everything during a market crash. He was furious until he realized this was his lesson in humility. He rebuilt, slower this time, smarter. And 10 years later, he said that losing everything was the best thing that ever happened to him. Because adversity doesn't just reveal your limits, it refines them. The Stoic millionaire doesn't curse the storm. He studies it. He understands that the obstacles are not roadblocks. They are resistance training for the soul. And like any muscle, strength grows only through pressure. 5. Practice gratitude, the wealth of enough. You may not believe it, but the richest people I've met are often the loneliest. They have everything except contentment. Gratitude is the antidote to that emptiness. Seneca said, "He who is not content with what he has would not be content with what he would like to have." The Stoics taught us to pause each morning and thank life for what remains: breath, health, time, loved ones, lessons. Think of the father who spends years chasing promotions, only to realize he's missed his child's childhood. Or the young entrepreneur burning himself out for applause from strangers online. Gratitude recenters you. It brings you home. The Stoic millionaire takes stock daily. Not of what he owns, but of what he experiences. A meal shared, a moment of quiet. The ability to choose how he lives. Gratitude turns wealth into fulfillment and turns ordinary days into luxury. 6. Discipline over emotion. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Discipline is the foundation of all success, yet most people avoid it because it doesn't feel good. But Stoics knew that emotions are like waves. They pass, but only the anchored stay standing. Picture a CEO waking up to bad press. The impulse is to react, to lash out, to defend. The Stoic pauses, thinks, responds with clarity. He doesn't let one storm define his direction or think of someone trying to save money, tempted daily by dopamine traps, new gadgets, luxury, status. Discipline says, not now, because peace later is worth more than pleasure now. The Stoic millionaire builds rituals, not excuses. He rises early. He reflects. He writes. He moves with purpose. He doesn't follow moods. He follows principles. And that is why, when the undisciplined crumble under pressure, the Stoic remains unshaken. 7. Serve beyond the self. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, what we do for ourselves dies with us. What we do for others remains immortal. Many people chase money for ego. But the Stoic millionaire chases meaning because service is the highest form of wealth. When you give time, wisdom, kindness, you step beyond scarcity into abundance. You start to live not as a consumer, but as a contributor. Think of someone who uses their success to create jobs, mentor youth, or support causes that outlive them. That's wealth in its truest form, because the purpose of money is not to fill your pockets. It's to free your soul to serve. Seneca wrote, "No man can live happily who regards himself alone." So give, not because you must, but because you can. The Stoic millionaire is not just rich in possessions. He's rich in peace. He walks through the chaos of the world untouched because his foundation is internal. He knows that real success isn't the applause of the crowd, but the calm in his chest. So remember these 7 lessons. Control what you can. Desire less. Expect change. Use pain as power. Be grateful. Stay disciplined. Serve beyond yourself. If you live by these, you'll build not just financial success, but freedom. Because the richest man alive is not the one who owns everything, but the one who fears losing nothing. If this message spoke to you, share your thoughts in the comments. What lesson hit you hardest? And if you want to keep walking the Stoic Path, subscribe to the Stoic Path, where ancient wisdom meets modern ambition. Like, share, reflect, and remember, true wealth is not measured in gold, but in peace, purpose, and presence.